Okay, so I've heard that there are 3 different words that translate from Greek into English as love. The 3 different Greek words are eros, philos, and agape. And they have slightly different meanings. And this seems like something that might, an idea that might have been a little bit embellished as it gets passed down, that there's 3 different Greek kinds of love, and here's the 3 different, you know what I mean? This might be slightly embellished, but nevertheless, here goes. So eros is a form of love. That's the basis of the word erotic. Okay, that's your sexual attraction kind of love. And it can be used for just, I love this band, or I love tacos, I think. Some people might not really use it that way, but I think so, that's right. In English, that's, the Greeks might not have used it that way. But that means you love something because you like it a lot. You want to be near it, and you want to have it, and experience it, and all that shit. Then there's Philos, right? Philos is a little more like camaraderie or fellowship. I don't know if it is linguistically, etymologically tied together, but I think it probably is. Seems close enough. Philos and fellowship. I know in the Bible, the Greek version of the Bible, the apostles were referred to as Philos a couple times. They used it as a noun to refer to a group of comrades, buddies. And that's the desire and ability and tendency to communicate and understand, taken on an intellectual level. And it would be easy to say, like, that's love for your friends. You love your bros, Agape, that is a little more like the selfless love, or also the love of everything. That's the one that Christians like a lot to talk about. I've seen them wearing shirts that say agape and stuff on that recently. Cool word. I don't know much about the actual movement. Maybe it's a good thing. It's something, But nevertheless, yeah, the Christians are classically a fan of. That's the love of Christ, agape. The spiritual white light kind of love. But Philos is one that's important because it reflects on the word philosophy, right? Usually when people are talking about philosophy, they'll start right out at the love of wisdom. And I think that's not quite right. The love of wisdom would be erosophy. That's the philosophers love wisdom. We love to be near it. We want to have wisdom. We want to experience wisdom. We want to be men of wisdom, or not necessarily. That's, classic blah, 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 blah. But I think that the word philos really sort of means more like fellowship. I think it would be better to tell people it is fellowship wisdom or a fellowship of wisdom. The word philosophy, I've heard, was created by Pythagoras. He's the one that came up with that when he started his little cult that he's famous for starting. They called it a cult because there was an inside and an outside. If you were inside the cult, you got to hear about all the stuff and know about the things. And if you were outside the cult, then just whatever. And it mattered. It was it can be strange because the occult, it's a place where you can go in a secret chamber, hidden room. Not really, it's on the internet, but the idea is you can speak honestly as if nobody's around, nobody's listening that's going to judge you for speaking, sort of. That's not exactly what happens. I don't know what is the occult, but nevertheless, I digress. Philosophy, I think, really means fellowship of wisdom or fellowship wisdom, and that means philosophy. It makes it have to do with what things can you communicate, and how is your style of communication, right? If you're a philosopher, you've got to be a good listener, not just somebody that loves wisdom. I love it, but I take it upon myself to be a good friend of wisdom and to other philosophers, to be somebody that's good to have a conversation with, that isn't trying to immediately shit on the conversation. If you go join any fucking philosophy channels and shit, you usually find 9,000 people just trying to tell you, shut up, you're stupid, you're fucking retarded, whatever you or talking about fuck you. And I think like that's not good philosophy. Who was it? It was one of the Cambridge guys or the Oxford guys that said bad philosophy is any philosophy that stops the conversation from happening. And I thought that's a dope ass thing to say. That's pretty dead right. But anyway, I think that thing I said just now.